Meeting of the Sherman County Board of Commissioners comes to order, please. Welcome back, Harvey.
Thank you.
I'll make a motion that we approve the agenda for this morning.
A second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve the agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion's passed.
Also make a motion, we approve the previous minutes from 2/27 and then our little meeting we had on 3/3.
I second that.
Been moved and seconded. We approve 2 sets of minutes. All in favor, say aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
I'll make another motion, we approve our payment register for $178,037.20.
Second that.
Been moved and seconded. We approve payment register. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed.
And then you have a resolution, Steve,
This
and
is
that's to assign our newspaper as our
correct.
official.
Resolution 26-5.
So I'll make a motion, we approve resolution 26-5.
A second.
I'm sorry, what were you saying about that with the
It's,
newspaper? Okay.
it makes you our official publication.
Okay. I didn't
Because of the
see
name
that.
change.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Been moved and seconded. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion is passed. You getting good at this, Harvey?
No,
That's gonna be tough for you.
probably won't be able to read it.
Well, I've seen some signatures you can read anyway, so. I have a application for a designated emergency vehicle for Justin Payne. Looks like all his paperwork and his insurances are in order.
I'll make a motion, we approve emergency vehicle permit for Justin Payne.
A second.
Been moved and seconded. We approve Justin Payne's emergency vehicle. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed, same sign. Motion's passed. Okay. Anything else?
I don't have anything else.
don't either.
We can move on.
All yours, sir.
Okay, so if you look at the proposal that we've drawn up for you guys, it says that your toilets can be either flushometer type
Right?
or tank type. Okay, and I need to know for sure what we're gonna use, because it has different pipe sizing is required. So I checked your third floor pressure, you have 40 PSI, but when you flush the toilet, it drops to 20. And
So-
look, this is just a basic flushometer. It tells you the pressure needs to be 25 PSI flowing. So the third floor is probably better to go with tanks.
Okay.
The second floor, we can go with tanks, but you won't have an automatic flush. So the public is gonna have to flush the toilet.
I think
Can we get by on the second floor with automatic?
You know, I couldn't read the pressure on the second floor because I didn't have a place to put my gauge. But they're working right now. The third floor works, but you can tell. So it's a half a pound per foot, basically. So you're looking at 10 to maybe 6 pounds difference. So you might be okay on the second floor. I can't be sure.
I don't like Mike, so.
Is it, in the long run, as far as, price wise, does it matter? Change
It
the
does
price?
matter. The
Okay.
flushometer type are more. They cost more.
So if we intermix, is that a good thing or a bad thing?
You mean if you put tank type? No, that doesn't. That's okay. That's
That'll
fine.
work all right.
What it is, so it just less pressure to make the flushometer work.
Yeah.
Where a
Right.
tank type just takes a little longer to fill the tank.
Right.
That's basically what we're talking about.
And then if you have a high use period,
Right.
you know, that's going to bring the pressure down. Your pressure's stable. I checked it all day last week. on Thursday, and then I checked it this morning first thing, and it's right at 40 PSI on 3. But you're 55 downstairs. The proposal is saying to replace the downstairs toilets also. But they'll work fine. We did a pressure test this morning. We put a gauge on it. You had 55. We flushed the toilets. That's a flow test, running 35 PSI. And they've obviously been working fine.
So we could probably leave first floor,
Leave
main
first
floor,
alone.
and then
It
change
gets most
second.
of the traffic anyway.
Right, that's
Yeah.
that's where you're gonna get most of your
Right.
traffic. The second floor,
That's the iffy one.
yeah, so it depends on how much they get used.
Do you have any input, anybody else?
I would go without the tank on the second floor.
Go with the flushometers, okay?
And
Cause
you
that
got-
would be the second most
That'd be the
Because
second
of court.
floor that would be the busiest if we ever had court or.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, then I think we'll go with the first floor and the second floor with flushometer.
And we'll go tank on the top.
Okay. Consider also the cleaning, as far as cleaning goes, what's gonna be easier to clean?
Yeah.
Something with a tank on it, something without a tank on it.
Right.
All right, first and second. Flushometers. And then since that's the choice that you wanna make for your flushometers on the second level, I'll find a place to put a gauge. And we'll make sure it's gonna be
Make sure
okay.
it'll work, okay.
All right, and then the first floor, the third floor, we're gonna go with tank. So the only other thing that I have kind of involves William. In the proposal, it shows us changing 2 of the hose bibs that are on the outside of the building. You actually have 4. You have 4 total. Do you want all 4 replaced? William says one's brand new, I can see that. And William just originally said, just take the 2 worst ones and change those out.
We're probably gonna leave that up to you, aren't we?
Yeah.
What are you thinking on
We-
that?
I just change the 2 worst ones and have it over with, those ones that you think is, or if you think the other. This one back here is the brand new
Okay,
on this side.
on this corner here?
Yeah, on this corner, that's the brand new one.
Okay,
But these other 3's been here ever since I've been here.
okay.
I would
So,
almost change those.
Yeah.
Change
put
all
the
3 as
So
three-
we're in good shape. Change the other 3.
okay.
Are you good with that, William?
That's fine with me.
Okay, and then the next thing is that, William is requesting that he doesn't want a loose key because they get lost.
Right.
Nobody can find them. Then from my office, I'm getting, we're not allowed to put a loose key
For security?
so the public can't use it.
Yeah,
Right.
Okay, I don't know if it's a liability thing, that's
right.
beyond my pay scale, but we need to know what you wanna do.
What's
as
this
far
one
as
out
that.
here? Is it got a key?
It has no.
It's a knob. What are the other 3?
Knobs.
They're all knobs.
Yeah, and we've had knobs on them all since I've been.
I say, have you ever had problem with anybody taking water or just turning one on, leaving
There's
it?
been times I've had a garden hose and somebody's came along and seen that I forgot to shut it off over the weekend, and they walked up and shut
Turned
the
it
thing
off.
Well, then I think we.
I'm okay with leaving
Yeah.
knobs.
I'm glad
If-
to.
Leaving the.
Do we
knobs
have to
on it.
sign something on that?
You know what, I'm just gonna give my office everything that we decided here and let them draw up whatever it's gonna
Okay.
cost,
Okay.
and everything has nothing to do with
Okay.
me. Also, and I've showed William that every one of those hose bibs, when we're finished, is gonna have a shut off so that they can be serviced.
Okay,
And if it does become an issue, to put a loose key in place of a knob, you don't have to remove the whole fixture. You can just
Okay.
undo the front and then just put
And
a
shut
new
off
assembly
that.
on it.
but he'll be able to shut them off from inside the building.
From inside the building, yeah.
The line,
The-
okay.
The 2 that are on, I can't remember, on this side, there's gonna be one shut off for both of those valves.
Be the one on the south side, the 2 on the south side.
Right. Oh, okay, I'm kinda lost, but, So
Which way is
but
up?
two of them, it's gonna have one shut off, so,
Yeah,
That's fine,
um,
as long as you're aware.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to keep, so he doesn't have to climb underneath the building all the way to the
Right.
end
Yeah.
and shut him
Nope,
off.
that, we're good with that.
So, okay, well, that's pretty much all I have. The water system is done, the main, under the building. It's on test. I need to contact the inspector again because he didn't call me back last week. We're starting on the sewer now. So once we get all of our runouts done to our points where we're gonna be going up the walls, that's when we're gonna be inside opening up walls.
Okay,
So we're trying to keep that work to the minimum,
right,
okay? Because it's gonna be dust, you know, a mess and everything else. So
okay.
that's where we're at right now with the building.
okay.
Well, thank you for the update.
Yep.
Okay.
We appreciate it.
I'll write this up and send it in to my project manager and
Okay.
discuss it with him.
Okay. Let us know if there's anything else.
All right.
Okay?
Very good.
Thank you.
This one?
Patty, are you waiting for others to come?
Yeah, the
Okay.
director from High Plains Mental Health is supposed to be here. That's why I'm here.
Yeah. We can wait.
Cause they told me 8:30. That was the notice I got, so I was.
Here's the colors for Miller's for the health department.
What
Mine,
kind of,
let Harvey look at it.
The drive-through is already copper, isn't it?
But the shutter is on the
Or
health
green,
department, yeah.
yeah.
So I don't know if we.
Well, it doesn't matter to me, but to me, I thought if you went all copper, there's color in that brick that blends it in too, so it doesn't matter to me. As long as the building's functional.
I just,
I'd say tan or copper.
See, and I'd go brown. I'd leave it the same, just so you don't get,
Sure, yeah, it has a
But
brown
it's
roof right now.
it doesn't matter.
brown is fine. Cause as my wife says, I dress in the dark most of the time anyway, so.
I just wondered if we change it, what it would, if it would stir up, the looks of it, where right now at least it would still continue looking the same. But, so I make a motion, we go brown, but
This-
you guys can
I'll second it.
decide, okay?
To me, it looks like you got two buildings built
It-
next
yeah,
to
it
each
does.
other and
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wish
you
it
got
would have
the-
been brown when that was built,
Yeah,
but that's, we can't, it's not worth changing that color.
no.
Been moved and seconded, all in favor say aye.
I,
Aye. Opposed, same sign, motion's passed. You
There's
find
one
more
thing.
things?
The first floor toilets, do you wanna just keep the existing ones that are in there, or do you want those replaced with new?
Williams,
no, they still in pretty good shape, aren't
They're
they?
still in decent shape.
Okay, that's all I got. The second and third, those toilets need to go, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless you find something that, warrants them to be changed, we'll stay with them.
No, they seem to be fine. They seem to be
Okay.
up to date and everything else. Okay.
Thank you.
thank you. Well, that didn't use up enough time, did it, Pat? So,
No. We're running way ahead of schedule.
imagine that.
I'll take a peek and see if there's anybody out here.
As I understand, we've got the holes dug or marked for the trees,
At the Smoky,
Smoky.
we have them flagged. I haven't checked with Rod to see if he has dug any holes or he was gonna scrape and cut a trench with a road grader for the drip line. He did pick up or order drip line,
Drip line?
so we are getting closer to be ready for when they come in.
Yeah. I think if we, you know, we got the weather, see if he can get that trench ready for the drip line at least, and then he was gonna use the little excavator
To
Pull
do the sidelines.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
but get the hole dug and fill them full of water a couple of times if we have to, you know,
Yeah,
create a
'cause
base.
he also said there'd be, working on the highway project. He might have some guys busy that couldn't, so they were gonna try to do as much as they can.
Okay. We can check with him and get an update and follow through with that.
So there's 25 cottonwoods going west of the lower campground, and 50 junipers going on the side of the hill north of the Smoky Gardens.
Okay.
On that north side, he's gonna have to level some of that, right? Is that what he said he's gonna do?
I think he was gonna blade just a little bit to smooth it, but I don't think he was gonna level a whole lot
Yeah, because,
and just let
keep
the
the
trees
buffalo-
grow in the side of the hill. Yeah,
Okay.
to avoid the weed growth.
yeah, because the buffalo grass is established there and that,
I thought maybe he'd level that, cause we're gonna pull down some hookups down in there.
Well, he talked to some prices on that, and he said he'd get with us later, but it sounded like it'd be very expensive to do an additional campground at this point. Probably not worth it. But he can update us later on that.
Okay.
But they did also trench in a water line across the lower campground, so we have a hydrant on the west side of that campground for the trees.
trees.
Uh-huh. And they'll just manually water the trees like a couple times a week when it's dry.
Because it's just 25 cottonwoods there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you guys happen to hear anything on the racing from the?
They're supposed to be in contact with us today.
I have not heard.
I haven't heard anything, so
Actually, have you heard anything?
I'll send Mr. Arndt a text and William, the sewer line is all good out to the street now, is that correct?
As far as I know it is.
Okay.
Did the sidewalk get repaired?
They're putting some water down over here, so I can try to get it finished packed. And get a rotiller in here for rotiller.
And you won't know on the sprinklers until you turn that on, whether,
They supposedly fixed everything.
Yeah.
but
I don't know if anybody's been in the Woolock building, but they've got the, it makes it nice in there, really
Yes.
quieting
Yeah.
it down, and
I was in there last week. It turned out really nice.
I think they've got the offices done also, so they should be. They were in putting, trim on doors and stuff, last Monday.
We just have to do the hallway flooring, so.
That's gonna be a little bit different product, isn't it? How big of trees are those cottonwoods? Are they gonna be bare root or are
They're
they?
bare root.
So
so
they
they'll
don't
just be-
really need much of a hole.
No, they'll just be small. I think my guess is the junipers will be like a foot tall and the cottonwoods 3 feet tall. They're just little ones. But you look at the cost.
Yeah. Grow them.
Mm-hmm.
Cause I think he's got enough cages.
Yeah, they were gonna have to find a few more cages.
I don't think that'll be too much of
No.
a problem. Yeah, I think if we get the drip system to them, that'll help it immensely, and I think he said skid loader wasn't available at the time with the digger on it.
Right, he didn't know because they have the skid loader out on the highway project.
Because I noticed that highway traveling sign that on that trailer. Are we still using that? Sitting over there on Cattle Trail.
You're talking about the speed limit one?
Mm-hmm.
That is owned by the sheriff department?
Sheriff's Department. But it hasn't, to my knowledge, it hasn't been working and it's just sitting there. I was just
I
wondering,
don't know, that's
because
a
we are
Chad
paying
question,
for it.
isn't it?
We are paying some contract for that, aren't we?
Yep.
We're not paying contract for that anymore?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do you know is this sitting there? Okay.
Do you have more coming with High Plains, or are you gonna be?
I'm with Northwest Local Environmental Protection Group.
Okay.
I'm a little early.
Oh, good. If you wanna come, we're waiting on the other one, so come on up and.
Yeah.
That's great, that's great. I'll be fairly brief. Got a quick updates for you gentlemen this morning. Get your handouts here.
Pass that around over there. Steve. Thank you.
Here as well. My name is Bryce Cron. I'm the director of the Northwest Local Environmental Protection Group. I am the administrative authority for Sherman County's environmental sanitary codes. Here to talk to you about some of the programs we've got going. We have, again, on September 5th of this last year, received notice from Kansas Department of Health and Environment that we were awarded a 2026 PIP grant for replacement of failing on-site wastewater systems in the amount of $50,000. These funds were made available through the Infrastructure Investment and Jobs Act and have been awarded by KDHE for repair and replacement of domestic wastewater systems that no longer meet Kansas Bulletin 4-2 regulations, which are the minimum requirements for septic system construction in the state of Kansas. This program is conditional on the basis of income and covers 100% of repair and replacement cost of failed domestic wastewater systems for applicants at or below 134% of the 2024 federal poverty level. Covers 75% of cost for applicants between 134% and 200% of 2024 federal poverty level, and pays up to 50% of cost for applicants between 200% and 300% of 2024 federal poverty level. Of course, all these actions will consist of an application process by homeowners, inspection by our group to determine that they meet the criteria for the grant, a bid process so that licensed installers can compete for these installations, of course, final inspection and certification that those installations meet the Sherman County codes and the Kansas Bulletin 4-2 regulations. The second page here is our final report from our fiscal year 2025 grant. This is a very similar grant to what we have now. The highlights of this, of course, was identifying failing private domestic wastewater systems that needed replacement, and we coordinated with residents to apply for funding through this grant. The highlights of it, we awarded $49,844.99 to cover replacement of failing private domestic wastewater systems in 2 member counties. $21,122.16 was awarded for the installation of a private domestic wastewater system in shallow water in Scott County, Kansas. $14,614.51 awarded for the installation of a system in Modoc in Scott County, and $14,108.32 awarded for installation of a private system in Sheridan County, Kansas. The remaining funds balance of $155.01 were utilized to purchase water testing supplies in support of our drinking water program. We are excited to present this to your board. We want to make sure that you guys are aware that we have this grant opportunity available that citizens in Sherman County can qualify for. I would encourage anybody in the county that has a system that's failing or doesn't meet the current state requirements. What the current state requirements are a modern system. So any system in the county that has a cesspool can automatically be considered for this grant, regardless of whether or not that cesspool is in a condition of failure. So it gives homeowners an ability to look at an income-based grant to be able to take care of those cesspools, get them into modern septic that's much safer for the homeowner and for our environment here.
Oh, is all this for replacement, not repair?
It can cover both.
It
It can
cover
cover both.
both.
So it's each one is evaluated based on the merits that's present. So say the circumstances, they've got a tank that's in good condition, but the laterals have failed. They've been driven over or some other form. We can pay for just replacing those laterals to get it up to standard and get it back into an operating system, or vice versa. If there's a tank issue, can cover that as well.
Okay.
So generally speaking, those that are applying are going to be systems that, regardless, they're old enough that they don't currently meet the state minimum standards. So generally speaking, most of the applicants are going to be looking at a full replacement in most circumstances that we've seen in our previous year grants.
So if somebody asks, we just have them get a hold of you.
Yep, have them get a hold of us. Our website at nwlepg.org
Okay.
On the
see that.
splash page there,
Okay.
the application packet, a description of the grant is all right
It's all
there
on
on
there.
that page. And it
Okay.
also has the income levels broken out for the number of people in a household.
Okay.
So of course, this is those federal income levels. It's based off the number of people a household and then the total income in that household as well. So people that have big families, obviously, they have a higher chance, higher likelihood of meeting
Right.
those requirements.
Well,
Okay.
thank you for bringing that
Yeah.
to us.
Yes, yes, great.
That would completely replace at least two septic systems.
Yeah.
Yep, so we're excited about it.
Okay.
We're glad we can,
And we
We
can
have
keep
it
this
available.
information.
absolutely,
Okay.
all yours.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You bet. Thanks, gentlemen. I appreciate your time.
You bet. Did you need to see that?
Come on up. We got new chairs for you and everything.
Awesome. I heard you were running ahead. Sorry, I didn't.
That's all right.
It
It worked out
happened.
good. He was quick and
Yeah.
we're right on time.
There you go. Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you for having me. I think Meredith emailed these out. Make sure you guys have a copy as well. And we've switched our format a little bit this year for our annual report, so pass that around separately.
I can actually move these a little bit.
We get enough around there. All right, if anybody else needs a copy, just let me know.
Okay.
But as we continue to come out and talk to our counties, just want to make sure everybody is aware that our Crisis Intervention Center is getting very close. It has been through a couple different delays with construction, which is kind of how those projects work, but it didn't make it any less frustrating. But we are set to open on May 4th.
Great.
So we should have construction complete at the end of this month. Hoping actually this afternoon to go up and walk around and see kind of where they're at. But last I was there, they're painting the walls and installing cabinets, and the doors are getting installed. So we're getting really close.
Cool.
And we've certainly appreciated the support that the county gave us over the course of this year, and hope that you continue to support that project as well. But as you'll see on the letter there, we do have our formal request, which is a large calculation. If there's questions on it, certainly let me know, but I know it goes into 6 different factors based on population and individuals served and the office that we provide here in town to calculate out that request. And that's about the second paragraph down on the first page. Our formal request of $40,583.52, and that's to sustain the core mental health services that are provided. And then towards the bottom of the page, the CIC operational support is at $11,149.03. And just to remind you kind of how we gave them that calculation last year, we provided the same formula again this year. In 2025, which I believe is the last page, we've got some open houses on the back, but almost the last page. So the 2 colored sheets on the back are invitations to come see our CIC. I almost forgot that was included on the back. But the adult screens for Sherman County, there were 49 adult screens in 2025. And our best guess when the CIC opens is that a proportional number of those 49 will be coming into the CIC. And so that's how we put together the calculation, as that represents a little over 5.5% of the total screens we do for adults. And so a little over 5.5% of the total screenings we're asking from all the counties is included in that for Sherman County in that case. And again, just as a reminder, the Crisis Intervention Center is going to provide individuals a safe place to come and get immediate care for psychiatric and therapeutic reasons, and including sobering beds. All of those aspects will be done right there in Hayes. We have, through the Hanson Foundation recently, secured money for secure transport as well. And so we will have a couple of
Great.
secure transport vehicles, as well as some of the construction funding that they provided for us to continue getting the project completed. The wait list at Larned State Hospital is a big driving factor of why the state provided a very significant amount of funding for this construction project. Is when an individual is screened, like these 49 people were in 2025, if they meet criteria for state hospitalization, they lose some of their own rights, and it's understandable, it's the situation that they're in, but they're committed to a state hospital. And when that happens, there's oftentimes a wait list, and there's nowhere for them to go. The correct place is to the state hospital. That's where Larned State Hospital is where they'd get the care they need, but instead they sit in an emergency room or a jail cell, and the staffing and the individuals here within your county that are doing their best to take care of them is not providing them additional relief. Not that any of those people don't care or aren't trying the best that they can. They're just not in a position to provide the care that's needed at that time. And this facility would provide that release. We are seeing with the Lawrence facility and the Newton facility that are already open in the state, about a 90% diversion rate, meaning they come to their center and they don't have to go on to the state hospital.
That's great.
We're a low bar. We're hoping for at least 50% diversion, but certainly would love to see 95% diversion, because if people can get the care they need right away, they go back to their communities and they don't experience everything that goes on with state hospitalization, and they're able to rejoin their community sooner. If state hospitalization is still the correct path for them, then they would still go on to the state hospital, but we would provide transportation to get them to Larned State Hospital at that point. So we will continue to give you updates as things get closer, but it's very close now. And that's actually the last 2 pages of your packet. Is we have an open house event scheduled for April 16th from 5:30 to 8. And then we have our ribbon cutting with the Hayes Chamber of Commerce on April 30th at 1:30 in the afternoon. You're certainly not required to come to either one, but we hope that if you can make it over and see the facility, and if not, if you can make it anytime in the month of April, just let me know. I'll make sure you guys all have my card, and Benito, our project manager, and he will be our facilities manager, operations manager on the unit, is conducting tours throughout the month of April, because once we open a unit like this, it's kind of hard to have anybody see it.
Tours after that.
So we want to make sure anybody that has interest in seeing what this facility looks like has that chance. So I'll make sure you've got my contact information. Any questions about the funding or the CIC before I talk about another project we're working on?
I don't.
This year, described in the annual report, you'll find a article that I wrote just to try to push into a different side of what we do. So you'll also find information about the Crisis Intervention Center and some of the fundraising we've made and our TMS that I've talked about in years past. But the page with the smiling guy there, I don't know, might need to get a new picture there. It's tough looking at your own self. But we are launching a new initiative this year called Be There. And it may sound kind of corny at first, and I guess it probably is. But I really feel passionate about this, and I want you guys to be aware of what it is. So, Crisis Intervention Center is for people that are in mental health crisis. It's a much bigger deal where they potentially have hid it from everybody, haven't talked to anybody about anything until it became too much and they couldn't handle it. And we will continue to provide access and build things that are there for those individuals in need. But I don't feel like we're ever going to get ahead if we don't provide services and access and encouragement for people to get help before it gets to that point. And TMS represents something like that, where we're providing treatment for anxiety and depression that is getting people that are working continuing to go to work and everything else, relief from their depression. This Be There initiative is even farther away from that. There's no written rules about it. It's a little bit of a frontier for us to take on as an adventure, but it is us finding a way to encourage people to have the conversations that I believe are vital for us to actually improve. And nobody talks about mental health the way that we should be talking about it, in the same way as somebody who has diabetes or somebody who has a broken leg or a cut on their arm and they need
Or a
services.
bad shoulder.
Yeah, there we
There's no stigma behind you needing repair on your shoulder, but there is with mental health.
Right.
And it's extremely unfortunate. And I grew up, my dad still works in the oil field, and the idea of big, tough, burly men who don't talk about feelings, because we don't have any, right?
Right. Yeah.
But we do. And the people that need help are seeing that example and thinking they can't speak up. And so this initiative is all about changing the narrative of how we go out to our communities. We're still going to come out in unmarked vehicles with no labels on shirts for the people that are treating people. Because individuals in service don't need to have everyone know that they're in services. We want to protect their anonymity in that way. But that's all the services that we've ever provided, which creates the negative situation here where people are in need and help. They may believe there's no services available because they don't see us. So the Be There initiative is just simply going out in another way. So individuals from our PEO staff, like Corelli here today, and myself and other volunteers that we have within the organization, and even community volunteers if we have people with an interest, will come out to coffee shops, to local restaurants, local public places with a very apparent just demonstration that they are there and they are present, with a tabletop, with business cards and referrals. And they're not going to provide clinical services right there in a public setting, but they're going to give people an opportunity to see that High Plains is visible and present in the community. They're going to give people an opportunity to say, hey, I've always been wondering what these services are about, or a friend of mine needs these, even if it's themselves that they're asking those questions about.
We all have friends.
Right.
Yes.
And so I don't know what the initiative is going to do, because again, it's kind of forging our own path in this. But the intent is to put people out and present in public places to hopefully encourage people to have the conversation. My biggest goal would be that our staff aren't the ones that have to drive this. It's that our staff inspire it. I hope that it gives people the understanding that, hey, in my local coffee group or in my local chit chat group, whatever it might be, I'm going to speak up. I'm going to say something, because I know Bob or Sally or Sue or whoever it is suffering, but they never say anything. And I remember when I struggled and I got some help. Maybe I'm going to talk to them and point out that it's not a life sentence to say you have a mental health concern. You can go and get treatment and get better. The fact is, most people wait 8 to 10 years before they say anything's wrong. We've got to encourage people to talk. It doesn't mean every single person out there needs therapy or needs help. That's usually what people jump to, is, oh, we're all supposed to go to a therapist now. And that's not the case. But the people that do need the help have to be encouraged to reach out before it gets worse. And I really hope this initiative has that impact. We are talking to local coffee shops, local businesses, and getting things set up. The goal is to launch it in May of this month and try to be present, both advertising on social media as well as physically present throughout our 20 counties through the month of May. And we'll see how far the initiative takes us after that. But it'll be head up by Corelli and her boss and their department, where they are out and about intentionally for public education and outreach. So I'll let her speak to kind of what the movement's going to look like and anything else their department's working on.
Well, my name is Corelli. I'm the bilingual care coordinator and the PEO department, which is prevention, education, and outreach. And right now, we are going to try to be out in each community once every day for the month of May. We're going to try to work with local areas to see if they would have us for an hour or two. Thank you. And aside from that Be There initiative, we are also in the community at least once every quarter, just doing check-ins with sheriff's departments, officers, hospital staff, schools, whoever really is willing to meet with us. And we're trying to plan different trainings in the community. Right now, we're really pushing for QPR, which is Question, Persuade, Refer. It's a 2-hour training about suicide prevention. And we're working with the Farm Bureau, K-State Extension to really get these into the communities to really benefit people, just everyday people who are wanting to do something for their neighbors. That's all I plan. I'm sorry.
No, you're fine. Any questions or, go ahead.
No.
Yeah.
You know, we go out and we do things, you know, I think April is safety month for farm safety, you know, and they really push to remind, because we have to change the way we think if you're going to do, you know, I help with the safety aspect of it, and change the way we think of doing things, because we've done it this way for so long, and now we need to change that way of thinking, but to get it out into the public to say, hey, you know, we've got these things going on, we're offering this. It gives them the opportunity to think, okay, what can we do, and how can it help? Because, you know, it's always that, you know, stigma of, you know, oh, you need somebody to help you. Well, you know,
Yeah.
we don't ask for help when we should. But it's a great program that, you know, just simply to go talk to someone sometimes and say, hey, this is what has happened, and, you know, I don't feel right about it. And, you know, sometimes it's simply talking to somebody and getting it understood, and then pointing you in the right direction. So,
Absolutely, yeah.
I congratulate you for being proactive and not reactive.
Yeah.
I think that's a big plus, so thank you. And
Absolutely.
I'd say, Marilyn, it'd be something you could write on too, if you'd like to.
Absolutely, I'll be talking, I'm from the newspaper, so I'll definitely be talking to you guys. And I wanna know when these trainings take place, you know, in different counties, so I can get that information out.
Absolutely.
So, yeah,
Where can I send the information to when I have it?
you know what, if you'll give me a piece of paper, I'll write my phone number down, I got it.
Right. Well, again, really appreciate all the support that you've given us over the years. I know this is just my 3rd time coming and talking to you, but High Plains has been around for a long time, and
Yeah.
we're going to continue to push the envelope a little bit and see if we can actually have an impact on it. There's just too much tragedy going on, and I hope we can work ourselves out of a job someday, but we're not anywhere close right now. So.
Yeah, and hope everything goes well with your new center, so.
yes.
I'm gonna try to come down, so.
Awesome.
Maybe we could ride together, because
Okay.
I'd be
Make a
really interested
trip to
in
go
that.
down
I
there,
would
yeah.
love to see it. I worked for High Plains in this office here for 10 and a half years, many moons ago.
That's great. Awesome.
Yep.
Well, thank you again for your support,
Yeah.
and certainly reach out if I can do anything.
Thank you for the update.
You bet. Thank you. Thank you, Patty.
Oh, that's right, yes,
Here we go.
thank you.
Safe travels.
Thanks. Have a great day.
Did you get enough information?
I
Okay.
did, yeah,
Okay.
I've got all
You've got
the
everything.
work here, so, yeah.
Is there anything else that needs to be?
You need make a motion, we go into executive session with Brett for attorney-client for
Okay.
5 minutes.
A second.
Been moved in second, we go into executive session for 5 minutes, attorney-client,
Who all do you need here, or
Just
not?
the 3 of you.
Okay.
3 students. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign, motion is passed.
And then that'll be
Meeting will come back to order. We have a contract here with Jason Dippert. The mud bog races, this date is set for August the 15th. And I think he has met all his requirements of insurance.
I haven't seen anything yet,
Okay.
cause
Now
he was
is-
waiting on a date.
Yeah, is this one of the dates that
The Racing
goes against the
Association.
Racing Association?
Right.
And have we heard back from
We
Racing?
have not, I texted him this morning, Steve said, I talked to him last week, and so he's
Do
done.
we give him
his-
till the end of the day, or do
They
we?
knew you guys were meeting today.
He knew we were meeting today, so I think that, we've given him the opportunity and,
To move forward and allow this to
Yes.
happen is kind of where
And
I'm at.
that won't negate an entire season, it's just a day.
It's just a day,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the Racing Association could modify their dates too,
Yeah.
so if they get things going. So if you're good, I'd make a
Good.
motion, we approve this contract for the Mud Bogs for August 15th.
A second.
been moved in second, we approved the mud bog for August 16th, 15th.
15th.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Pose same sign. Motion is passed. I will get a hold of him. Let him know.
And hopefully somebody put something together for Flatlanders again. That was really good last year, what they did, so.
Yes.
If there isn't anything else, I'll make a motion, we adjourn.
A second.
A second. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Pose same sign. Motion is passed.